Today we are going to use a vintage television tube tester. Not to be mistaken for vintage vacuum tube testing, which I'll go over later. So vintage television CRTs actually had a lifespan on them, and this tool will tell you what that lifespan is, and can also fix shorts and also rejuvenate it. This list here is a list of all different kinds of CRT tubes. There's a lot of them. This particular tube number is 21ALP4B. So we find that right there. Alright, pull your socket off and find the correct adapter, but this particular setup does not require one, so it just uses the straight plug-in. Plug that in. Now before you turn this thing on, you gotta set your heater voltage. We are at 6.3 volts, so here's a range between 5 and 8. This is the fine adjustment, leave that down. G1 voltage, that goes all the way down to 0. And the G2 is 300. Let's crank that up. And we're also in black and white because this is a black and white. So here's our heater adjustment, and then we're going to do our fine adjustment till we hit 6.3 volts. If you see, there's actually a red line right there. So it's a pretty common voltage setting. Now we're going to let this sit for a few minutes. Alright, our heater's all warmed up and ready to go. First test is our shorts. If there's any shorts in this tube, it would have been lit up on these indicators, and you can burn them out sometimes. Next is our emissions. Good to go. Cutoff. Have you ever seen an old TV that seems to have trouble showing dark areas or is whitewashed? That's your cutoff. So we got to find the range on our particular tube. It's between 22 and 72 volts. So I'm going to raise this, and I'm going to watch this drop. And we want this to get down to the cutoff point between 22 and 72 volts. And there is right at about 40 volts, so that passed. Next is the lifespan of the CRT. This thing can actually predict that this TV tube is going to live much longer. What we want to see is this to raise a little bit and then slowly drop, or just stay put and slowly drop. If it drops down right away, it's not going to live very long. So I'm going to push this over. See the needle raise and then slowly drop. This has got a lot of life left in it. It's a very good TV tube.